just as it wasn't on my question list, but just as
Yeah.
an aside, listening to you, do you ever find that hard when like you've got a player? So, for example, Salah at the back end of the season when he wasn't really performing that well, did you find it hard to leave him out of your challenge team, even
Um,
though it wasn't that good? Did you know what I mean by that? Like, was it? Do you find that in challenge sometimes? Because I know when I'm playing challenge, there are some weeks where I look at it and I think I definitely probably shouldn't have Salah or Haaland or whoever it is, but I weirdly feel a bit uncomfortable about not putting them in. So, do you find that that plays a part in your thinking or
Yes,
not?
I think I was in your place at the same situation every game week, especially during the last game weeks where Salah was not scoring at all. It was tough, but I think it was a decision that made me go through it and made me what I am now to win the challenge. Because if you look at the teams of what the second place manager picked. He's from Egypt. I after the game week 38, after game week 38, I talked with him, and he's a very friendly guy. He's from Egypt, and he's a big fan of Salah. So
Mm.
yeah, it made my decision more difficult because I was thinking that since he's a fan of Salah, he must be picking him, and if he just scores, I'm ruined. So it was difficult, really difficult for me. But at the end, it went well.
I can imagine that, and I absolutely see it because I think for me, I found in the weeks where, particularly in the five-a-side weeks, when you've only got a limited pool of players that you can select, to go against Salah, because I think you're so, for if you play the main game as well, if you play Classic, you're so ingrained in that, oh, we must have Salah and probably should captain him, that it's then hard to think outside of it. So
Exactly.
it's probably one of the key reasons why you did win it in the end
Yeah,
by going
exactly,
against him.
exactly.
If you see a player is on the bench, will you just automatically go and take them out and swap them for
Yeah,
somebody different? Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Like in the last game week, I had Welbeck
Oh
all
yeah.
throughout the week, and it was surprising for me because he was not even in the squad. I was expecting him to go big against a partying Spurs side, but when I saw that he was not playing, I just exchanged him with Visa. But it didn't
Okay.
work out as well. He got a
Well,
yellow card.
to be fair, the forwards weren't particularly great, were they?
Yeah,
Game first game. It
exactly,
was mostly the
exactly.
midfielders that were better.
Yeah. This means everything for me. I just want to see my country do something in the football scenario. It just had been
I
my
think.
only dream since my childhood.
Do you know it's so interesting listening to you say that because I share that like as an obviously as an England fan it's slightly different, but
Yeah.
we don't win anything either. So like and I think
I
and
think
as a
you
Spurs
will.
fan the same. I think this crossed,
I
but
think in 2026 you have a really good chance, especially with Thomas Tuchel.
fingers crossed. But I think you're so right that and I can't remember where you said it, but you were talking about the chap that came second,
Yeah,
being from Egypt.
yeah,
But the rise of players like Salah and Marmoush in the Premier League have had such an impact on the following of Egyptian
exactly,
players in FPL,
exactly.
and you kind of do see that, and so I think you're absolutely right. It's the same, New Zealand with Chris Wood. It's that element of having representation from your country. And it's been lovely to talk to you. I'm glad that we could have a chat, and congratulations on winning it because I think actually in some ways winning FPL challenges is it's a massive achievement because it's quite hard. It's quite hard with
Mm.
challenge because you are having to think about things differently every week. It's not like with my FPL team realistically 14 of the 15 players probably are staying the same every week. This week in this game everything is new and it is hard, and I think like I said to you when I'm playing it I'm looking at players and I'm thinking God, I probably should pick Salah because it's just like it feels kind of scary not to. So there's that element of being brave with challenge and knowing that you can, I think, be a bit braver with challenge than you are maybe with the main game, and the fact that you can drop in and out and you can go off this pace. I mean, I remember sitting in the stands at Spurs having Brennan Johnson in my challenge team and then he wasn't starting and I'd be like, right, I better go and change my challenge team. And I kind of love that because
Yeah,
in the main game that's such a frustration is that when
exactly.
they're not playing then you're like, oh,
You can
they're
do
going to get
anything.
1 point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't fix it. Whereas in
exactly.
challenge it was like, oh, okay, actually I can do something about that. So
Mm.
and in the final game of the game week it's a little bit more difficult because I think that might have been, I don't remember if that was a Monday night game, I think, and I was like, ugh. So I had to then go and just find somebody else from that match so you
From
get
yeah,
less choice.
yeah,
But
but still
I
better
do
than 1 point.
exactly, and I think that there's that element of like it's fun knowing that you can make that change and you can twist if you see something that you're not happy with and you think, oh, I'm not just happy to get 1 point off the bench, so I'll twist and take a punt on somebody else, which you can't do in the classic version of the game. So I think there's similarities and there's differences, but that's why they so nicely kind of marry up as two games that you can play together because, like you said before, it's the same research effectively. It's just you're slightly deploying it in a different way.